Hey there, Wanderers. Welcome back to the channel. So today I thought we'd take a quick look at the Doll Face theme deck that we have available on the Backrooms TCG website marketplace. Now, one of the cool features about the theme decks is that they come in these really nice boxes. So these have these cool flexible hinge lids. They have just a nice look and feel to them. Lots of nice little aesthetic details. You can see Doll Face there on one end. You've got all the different icons that we have available for the different cards up here. Then we have the rulebook here on the QR code. So when you open it up, you've got the Doll Face theme deck inside. I created a little card here just to remind myself of the contents of it. But the deck itself will contain 30 rooms, 2 outcome cards, 10 entities, and 10 items. So you have a mixture of rooms which will give you both positive sanity as well as negative sanity. So like the hallways are some of the best ones that give you lots of sanity, lots of additional cards for your deck in hand, which is going to help you survive longer. You have the corners, which are less effective, but still useful, still positive sanity. Then you have stuff like the dead end, which is going to suck a little bit of sanity away from you, but still be useful in terms of navigating around. Then you have something really devastating like the destroyed hall, which is very heavy on your sanity, but it does allow you to navigate a little bit. And then you have something really good here with the lecture halls. These are definitely the crown gem as far as the rooms for this one. They give you a lot from the pool pile of 4, and then you get a couple of sanity back and some navigation. So a mix with the rooms, but most of the time you're going to see a lot of positive sanity ones with the hallways and the corners, and then those lecture halls in the back. So you have a winning card here with the golden stairs. It's how you escape. So then you have something like the void, which is just meant to take up room on the field of play and also just sort of be a nuisance. Now moving into the entities, we have a mix of mostly negative, but also a couple of positive ones. So you have like the smilers. They have an interesting special ability where if a second one comes out onto the field, they go across from each other. Then you have stuff like the lost agents, who aren't really tough, but they will take up space. They'll be a little bit to deal with, but they only have 1 health, so not much. And you got like the Doll Face here. This is the Doll Face theme deck, so Doll Face of course has to be here. And we have her actually in not just one iteration, but also a special holographic iteration that you can only find in this deck. With a little bit as far as the stats being pumped up, it deals a little bit more deck and hand damage compared to the original one, but it's the same in all other facets. Then you have these paper snakes. These are really annoying. They'll basically potentially steal your gem if you have one, forcing you to prolong your escape. Then you have the awesome death moths. These are basically little item fetchers. You engage one and then you get a free item from the top of the pool pile. So really nice to have a couple of those around. All right, and then finally for items, we have a mix of concealment items or distraction items and weapon items or attack items. So these ones are for distracting entities. You can't use them in combat, but you can use them to sneak by entities on the field of play. And actually, Doll Face can only be concealed using the almond waters. That's a very special item for this particular deck. Then we have the offensive weaponry. So the electric tennis balls are very weak. They're only going to deal 1 damage. Liquid Pain's a little bit better. It's going to be dealing 2 damage instead of just 1. And then the MVP for this deck as far as attack items go, you have the Boom Shrooms dealing 3 damage. But yeah, that is the Doll Face theme deck. So it's a pretty easy deck all in all. Once you get used to it, then you know you're going to want to start to incorporate more cards. So getting probably some booster packs or maybe some promo cards and slotting those in. That's really what I did when I first got this deck. After I played it for a bit, I found that there's not a lot of challenge in it, so you really want to introduce more stuff, and that makes the experience more interesting. And also, you want to possibly start incorporating what we call challenges. So the community has actually created a list of a ton of different challenges of varying difficulty levels. And I'll provide a link in the description so you can find it, but that is one way to make your game more interesting, to freshen it up. Because after you play the same deck so many times, you want to start to make the experience a little bit different. You want to approach the deck differently. So you can do things like needing to escape with 20 sanity, for instance. So instead of leaving with anything less than 20, you have to make sure you have 20 when you hit the exit. Or you could do something like needing to conceal 3 entities, so having to use these concealment items on 3 different entities before you escape. Another example would be using the almond water on Doll Face, or having to use almond water to conceal both Doll Faces, the holographic and the regular version. Or you could have to escape with a certain number of items, maybe 2 or 3 items in your inventory when you leave, or even 4. So there's different ways to kind of change the experience, and introducing these challenges is one way to do it. But yeah, check the description for a link to the sheet, and you'll see all kinds of challenges in there. We have challenges specific to the levels we have released right now, so lobby levels and car park. And we also have challenges that can be done with any set, so it just depends on what the challenge is and what is required to be able to complete it. But yeah, anyways, just wanted to show you the Doll Face deck, and we'll give it a play next time. So, alright, anyways, thanks for watching. Hope you had a great time. We'll see you next time.